Hello, hello, hello. I am currently live, obviously, and I wanted to do a little live just in my little process of drawing a peacock knight. Give me 1 second to get some stuff set up. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So today, I just wanted to draw a little peacock knight, because I am doing a little assignment. I'm doing an assignment for the class that I am in, and I know I said that I was gonna stream this class, but it was honestly a lot more than I thought it was going to be, and a lot of the work was not so like glamorous. It was a lot more technical and stuff like that. So a lot of it wasn't really like, it would kind of be like boring to watch, you know what I mean? So, and the parts that were glamorous, it was like me doing it like super late at night, and it's like I was so tired, and it was towards the end of the week, and I didn't really feel like having the energy to stream. And especially since I'm kind of like starting new to this, I really want to make sure that I have the energy to be comfortable with streaming, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm pretty much here, and I'm drawing a peacock jousting knight, with some style references of like old European tile design. So I'm quite excited to see how it turns out, to be honest, and I hope you guys are excited too. So I'm just gathering my references here really quick, just so that I can have a clear design or clear guidance for this reference or this design that I want to achieve. So I'm just doing that right now. But how have you guys been? I've been really good. Thanksgiving was so amazing, and it was so much fun with my family. It was really nice just getting together and just having a good time, you know? And I'm really happy that I'm really blessed to have a family that I can spend time with, and it really is just awesome. And I really hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving too. And I hope you guys are having a good day today as well, you know? I hope you guys are having a good day today. So I'm gonna get started on this design right now. I have my references up, and I'm gonna get started right now. Okay, so let me walk you through the design that I have right now. So obviously, since it's a jousting, I have to have it on a horse, obviously. And since I'm going with peacock, I have it like there's like fabric that's on the horse, in a jousting horse, and the fabric comes down like this, and I wanted that to look like the peacock tail, like this super duper long peacock tail, and it's like dragging behind the horse, so it also looks really elegant and stuff like that. And also these like flowing fabrics, I'm gonna put some tapestry on them, so that is pretty fun, pretty cool. But obviously I'm sorry, obviously, like as if you guys know, but I'm going to do the saddle now, but I would like to have a reference for this saddle, to be honest. So I'm just gonna look for that really quick so that I can have a clear idea of how the saddle looks, because I don't know how to do a saddle from memory, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna open up an image right now to get my saddle up. Okay. Let me put jousting, because these horse saddles are like like normal horse saddles, and I want to make sure that I'm getting the right one. Okay. I'm taking some photos of my references so that you guys can also see the references that I have, so that you're not just like staring at my canvas over and over again. So let me bring them in and I'll start working on it. Gallery. Oh my, that was pretty big. I was not expecting it to be that big, to be honest. And this one too, of the horse saddle. Let's close out of this and convert these layers down so that there's no like awkwardness happening. And let me resize these images so that they can all fit on the same canvas. Just like that. So I kind of want this stream to be a little bit chiller than my last one, because the last one I got like super tired, and I totally understand getting tired after doing like something for the first time, but I would like to be a little like just turn it down a little bit more so that I could just get accustomed to streaming, because throughout doing this class I really like the assignments were a lot, to be honest. The assignments were just a lot to do, so it was already like contributing to that. Oh, I feel so tired right now, and I know that doing a stream is going to require a lot more mental capacity than I'm kind of like capable of right now to like entertain, you know what I mean? So I kind of want to get more comfortable with just being on the camera, you know what I mean? Without having to do so much, and just being able to be present with you guys and be a little bit more candid. So right now I am following the design style of these tiles that are done by Augustus North. It's honestly a super duper long name, but part of the assignment is to incorporate these tiles into the design of a jousting horse while also incorporating a mystery motif. So the motif that I'm doing is a peacock. So yeah, so right now what I'm doing is I'm kind of creating a pattern that I can kind of replicate and change into, so that I can put it upon my character design. That was kind of a weird sentence, honestly, and I'm basing it off of these patterns. And what I'm noticing is that, like, especially for this one, I feel like this one will be the most similar to the shape of the peacock feathers, especially since it comes from this main point and fans out like that. And I'm noticing that in this one that is a bit more asymmetrical, it still has a very main shape language, or a shape that is a circle that goes throughout the main thing. So I think I'm going to kind of replicate that. Let me make this a little bit smaller, to be honest, because it'll help me not feel like I have to make it perfect in the first try. So then I'll draw a circle. Oh my goodness. I'll draw a circle. erase some of the edges so that it's a little bit more cleaner. And yeah. And so we have our circle here. And how is the pattern that I want to repeat? Okay, so like the peacock already has a very striking pattern of the feathers that kind of arc out like this. Like there's kind of like, you have like the spreading of the feathers and you have like the little peacock here, and then it kind of arcs out. Like the main point of the feather arcs out like that. So I think I'm going to replicate that. Maybe like this. Let me draw a line in the middle so that I know where my apex of the curve is. Like that. And then there's like these lines coming from it. So I'll draw some lines coming out to here. Like that. And from those lines, from the points where it intersects, those are where I'll put like the eyes. Oh, let me keep it within this circle shape. The eyes, when I'm saying the eyes, I'm talking about like these main shape, like that teardrop shape of the feathers. We'll put like a bigger one here in the bottom, and then that might be too small, to be honest. I think that may be too small if I'm repeating it throughout. Okay, you know what? I'll just start a new one. I'll pursue this one and I'll start a new one. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my time with this one. I'm already not liking it. So I'm just going to move on to the next one. And I think I'm gonna start with the main base of the teardrop of this eye. And I'll start with the circle again. I'll start with the circle. And then he kind of does like a circle within a circle. So I'm just going to repeat that as well. And I'll just do the circle in the middle here. Like that. Oh. Oh. Like that. Oh, that's a very shaky line, but it's okay. It's just to get the gist down. And like a lily pad facing upside down in the middle. Lily pad facing down in the middle. Cutout shape like that. Okay, so alright, and then from there, let's see what he does, because I kind of want to do something in the middle. I don't want to just leave it empty like that. So I think what other shapes can I put in? Well, I'm already playing around with these very sharp pointed shapes in the silhouette of the design. So let's try and incorporate that, but how will I? Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to play around with this flower shape that he repeats. Let me put some lines down to guide me. Yeah, that's good. Or is it? Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, this is looking very reminiscent of the patterns that he does. And it still looks like very peacock type. Okay. And I think I'll just leave it like this. I don't think I want to do so much of a very complex design. And then like when I'm repeating it, I can just, oh yeah, I can do this. When I'm putting it on the design, I can encase it within a larger teardrop shape so that, yeah, so that it can be a more organic shape. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that a lot, actually. Yeah. Okay. So we have our tile design right there. So let's start putting it in the fabric. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit challenging, to be honest, because it is quite a complex design. But I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Let me put it in a new layer so that I don't mess anything up when I have to erase it. Oh, and let me erase this. Erased. And let me move this over here so that it can just be a little bit closer. Okay, this is the layer that I'm gonna do it in. Let me do like a barrier. Oh, actually, let me pull up like a jousting horse so that I can see how it looks, like how the patterns are kind of organized throughout the piece. Cool. Drawings. Oh, so they're kind of everywhere. The patterns are kind of everywhere, so I don't think I'm really like so limited to how I'm doing it. So I'll just do it, I'll do it here in the bottom. Yeah, that looks accurate, so that it can separate from, let me make my brush a little bit bigger so that I can separate from, why is it so dark? Is that really so that dark? Oh, because I have the wrong brush. Okay. So it can separate itself from the main subjects in the top. Does that make sense? That line there? I don't think it makes sense. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, it does. It kind of does. I can follow the shape of the fold. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Alright, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good separation. And let's just start with the patterns. Let me separate it, actually, into grids. So that it can be easier and more consistent when I'm plotting out the design. Yeah, that looks good. And I'll do it in the back as well. So that we can have some design in the back to show, because like the design is going to be folded anyway, so I might as well show the design on the back of the fabric that is over the horse. So let me start putting in the shapes, the main shapes. Let me already draw it out a little bit more polished than what I have in this little sketch. And okay, actually I did like that. Okay. Oh. Alright, that's good. And then let me do it in a separate layer actually. the guidelines. Right there. Perfect. Alright, that's good. And then I'll do it in the middle again so that I can have a better graph of where to put the points of the arc. And then like that. The circle within the circle. Okay. And then the circle within the circle again. This time with the lily pad shape. Oh, that's cool because it lines up with the sick. Alright. Start with the arcs. Man, this is hard. Doing repetitive patterns like this is kind of difficult. But let's... Okay. Alright. Starting to get the hang of it now. Awesome. And that's it. Yep. And then I'll turn this off. And I'll just darken some of the lines here, clean up some of the edges so that it doesn't look so rough when it's made smaller. Yeah, that's good. And you know what? I think I want to do like some flowers coming out of the top here. Let me put my symmetry tool back on. I think I would like to put some flowers so that it looks a little bit more like the tile design that I want to do, or that I'm taking inspiration from. Let me see how they did their flowers, how he did his flowers. Okay, I think I'm gonna do these little daisies, I think they're called, daffodils. No, they're definitely daisies. Let me do the flower first, actually. Let me rotate it. So I'm going in with the same momentum as I did with the first one. Since rotating canvases, at least for me, I have like a very clear direction of where my motivation, or not motivation, momentum is when I'm drawing like certain shapes or curves. And sometimes that same momentum does not really carry through when I'm doing it in other directions, so rotating the canvas really helps me. Okay, yeah. That is looking good. I'll just erase that and I'll do a swoop. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh. And I'll put some leaves. And I'll put like a circle up here. Ooh, that's fun. I like that a lot. And I think I'm gonna do like some clovers here. Maybe just in the top. Or maybe I'll just do them as circles. Yeah, I like that idea a lot better. It's a lot easier to understand. Less complex of a design. Yeah, that looks really good. I actually really like how that looks. Oh, instantly deletes it. Let me recenter the lily pad in the middle. So that's more in the middle. Okay, that's good. I like that a lot. Okay, we can delete. Where is it? Okay, we can delete this now. Move. Oh, my references are fine there, actually. I'll just hide them. And I'll copy that. I'll place it right there. And I'll warp it a little bit so that it can follow the form of oh, okay. I did. It's in its own layer. Ooh, that's looking really cool. I really like that. I like how that looks a lot. Okay. Let me copy this again. Just do the same thing. It's gonna be a little bit repetitive, to be honest, but I think it'll be really worth it. Let me hide this sky so that I can focus a lot more on just the design of it, or how it's looking as a pattern. Go to warp, and just warp it. Yeah, it's looking good actually. I feel like it is following the direction of the thing. Let me title this so that I'm not continuously looking for it over and over again when I need to copy it again. And then just rotate, oops. Just rotate it. Actually, it'll be more like this, yeah. Shrink it down. Okay, that's good. And warp it, the perspective of it. Okay, and then I'll warp it even further. Bring this part down, this part up. Bring that part, this part down. Yeah. Good thing I put those squares in. It really helps a lot. Okay, I think this edge I'm gonna have to just redraw it. Yeah, that does look a lot better. Actually, I don't think I really had to redraw that edge. I'll just thicken this one up a little bit. I'll thicken the side where it's showing more, and I'll erase this part. Yeah. Where is the tile? Okay. This one, I'll just draw a little loop. To imply that the pattern does continue without me actually having to draw it. Or not draw it, copy and paste. Because then it will just be a little bit too complicated there. And now over here, the same thing. Or let me bring it a little bit further down so that it can match the size of this one. And then boom. And I'll make it a little bit bigger as well. And then let me warp it. So we can have a curve to it. Wow, we're at a very fancy horse. Very fancy horse. Okay, let me get this and copy it over again. Keep on forgetting to change the size of it. So silly, such a silly man. Bring this over. Oops. Expand it out a little bit. Oh, that might be a little bit too much. There we go. Oh. Or you know what? I'll just warp it so that it looks a little bit more natural with how it bends. That's believable. Oh, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to merge them all together anyways. So here it is. Here it is. And then just redraw that edge so that it's not so, I don't know, messed up. Just redraw that edge as well so that it's not so messed up either. Okay. Let me copy this over again. It over. This one, the peak is going to be in the middle. Let me rotate it over. Oh, okay, I think it's like this. What the tarnation? What am I doing? Oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. Here it is. Is it still there? I don't even... This is not looking good. This one's a little weird. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to cut it in half. Move this side over here. And this side, put it here instead. Bring it down a little bit. Warp it. Alright. I think that's good. Let me just draw the edge. And then I think I'm going to delete this, to be honest. I don't think I really need that one. And then I think I'll just put in the loop like that to just, I think that enough will communicate that it's the pattern on the other side. Yeah. And then copy this pattern over for the last time, and then I'll merge everything down together. And then bring it down a little bit. Distort it. And let me go to warp. There we go. I think that will look good. Okay, I think that's fine. Or let me do it to this side as well, now that I'm here already. Oopsies. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And let's delete this part here. Merge these layers down. Rename it to pattern so that I know what layer that is referring to. And I'll repeat the pattern here. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. Do I like that? No, I don't like that actually. Let me just cut it off there. Continue it here. This one is a little bit tricky because of how intense the fold is. It's definitely pushing my limits, I will say that. I think I'll just do that. Okay, I think that's good there. Or I'll just, no, it was fine how it was. Do I like how that looks like with the, no, I think it's this. I think it's this peak that is being weird. So let me just extend it up a little bit. Check out that weird, but it matches the, yeah, I'll just keep the arc there. Yeah, that looks better. Like that. Let me thicken this line so that it's a clearer edge. There we go. So that's more like, you can see that that one is, since that one's thicker, it looks like it's in the front more. So let's see, how else can we add some more motif, add some more pattern to the design. Maybe we don't really need that much pattern to the design. I think this is fine enough because it's already quite busy, and I don't want to make it like way too busy. You know what I mean? So I think this is pretty good. I think I'm actually going to remove some of the folds that I have here, since it kind of interacts with the pattern in a way that I don't want it to. Or I might just remove it from the actual pattern itself, maybe to communicate that it's a thicker material that pattern is printed on or embroidered on, so you won't really see those folds on it, like that. Let me remove this too. Just remove that. Yeah, I guess I'll just remove that one too. I guess I'll just remove these lines. Okay, yeah, that's good. And oops, I'll remove these folds as well. Even though they were nice rhythm lines, they were nice movement lines, does not really, it just doesn't add to the impact of the piece, the information that I want to get across. It's not really adding to it, so it's gotta go. Okay, that does look a lot cleaner, and that does look a lot nicer. So let's see how it looks like with, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'll leave it the design like that. So given that, let me erase part of this where it's at the leg, just to get a clear idea of how it would look like without the extra overlapping detail that is not looking good. Whenever I am doing a design and there's some lines that like naturally tangent and there's really nothing that I can do about it, like let's say I have like a piece of fabric here, right? Like it's just a piece of fabric, and maybe like a hand is right here, or that's a bit too close or too far in. A hand is right here, and there's really no way that I can move the hand without it, or maybe that, let me do it like this. Like there's a hand, right? A 4-fingered hand. And there's really no way that I can either move the cape or the hands without really destroying the piece. So what I would do is I would erase from these parts just a little bit from the space of the hands, and I'll like leave the line in the middle, almost like a dotted line, so it's not that like very obvious like tangent line here, but instead it's a nice like dotted line where it allows both of the elements to breathe, but your brain kind of fills in the lines of where you erased. So even though it's like a dotted line, the cloth still feels like that one solid line going throughout. So that's what I like to do when there's a naturally occurring tangent that I can't really get rid of. I just do that little trick. Like here, there's a lot of detail. There was a lot of detail in this part of the design. So I erased the lines that were touching the leg of the horse so that you can see that the leg is there, but you can also see that there's a design behind that leg. Which, let me clean up also. Okay, that's looking a lot better, a lot cleaner. So, yeah. How has your day been going, everybody? My day has been going pretty good. I started, well, honestly, in the morning, I was kind of like rewriting my fictional superhero world, because the one that I was doing, I was kind of like how it was before. It was so big, like the scope was kind of like expanding so much from what the core of it was, and I didn't even have like a solid foundation of how I wanted the core of the world to be and how I wanted the characters to be. Well, I only had like really one solid defined character, and I tried making the world revolve and fit around that character, but it just wasn't working and I wasn't happy with it like at all. So this morning I went in and I changed some things about it so that it can feel a lot more open for exploration and just to communicate the idea that I wanted to get across. So that was really fun because I was able to get to a point where I'm really happy with just how the world feels at this moment in time. And I do plan on making a video about it, like the process, or like my process of how a world comes to be, you know what I mean, and what goes into it and stuff like that. And a lot of it I also learned in the class that I'm taking right now, and the class really helped me in like idea making and stuff like that. So it was really awesome learning all those things. I don't think I'll really make a video about that either. I mean, I don't think I will make a video about that class that I did because it's kind of like a lot, to be honest, and I think I'll just present what I learned in the class in a video of me like redoing my superhero worlds, and I'll just input like all the things that I learned, all the new tactics of world building and all the new like perspectives that I've learned and point of views that I've learned into that. And yeah, I think that'll be a lot better and a lot more entertaining for you guys. Just adding some definition to the shape so that it's not just empty areas here and there. Add a little material implication. This smug guy. Let me bring his lips in. Yeah, that looks better. That leads to the nose a lot better. Darken his smile. Ooh, that looks super good. I am a pretty big fan of how that looks. I think I'm honestly getting there with the horse. I don't know if I want to add any like horse armor to the legs, to be honest. I think right now I'll just start on the saddle right now. So I'm seeing this little fabric piece that is on it and these little straps. I don't really know how the straps are going to work with the fabric coming down, to be honest. So I think I'm just going to ignore the straps. I think I'm just gonna ignore the straps. Let me put it on top of this layer. So the blanket coming around like that, or let me make it come up a little bit more. Yeah, it's good. And the saddle is like, it hugs. So this shape that I have right here, this very basic line that I had to imply the shape of the saddle is not really working. So let me go back to that layer where I was drawing the saddle, and there's a shape that, there's a line or a shape that comes down, and then there is that arc here. And then I'm guessing that arcs over, that hugs the horse. So I can bring this down. I like the half circle shape, or the circular edge, the rounded edge, because it kind of matches with the overall rhythm of the horse, since the horse is very, very round. Circular, that's the word I was trying to find. It was like on the tip of my tongue, but I just could not find it. So yeah, and let me also put like, okay, there we go. There we go. And then the back comes up like this, and it hugs the user's back, the rider's back. Which I can use to my advantage, honestly. I can really push in the arc of the back that I have. So it really hugs the back of the rider. And then there's like another piece of fabric there, like a little bit more cushion. Let me erase that part. And yeah, I think, let me put some rounded shapes in there. I don't really know how this saddle is being held up, but it's being held up, and we don't really ask questions about how it's being held up. So that's the saddle shape. Looks a little janky, looks a little weird, but the aim of the design is not a good saddle, to be honest. It's really the overall impact of just how it looks. Okay, and I think it's enough, to be honest. Let me erase this part where the saddle is covering. Oopsies, did a little bit too much there. Got a little heavy-handed at the end. Erase. Yep, erase this part as well. Yeah, that does really like hold him in place. I do like how that looks. So I think I'm gonna change this shape, this line, to also be a very circular line. so that it really folds in into itself. Okay, let me get the body in here. Maybe I'll do like some loose straps, you know what I mean? Although I feel like that'll be really like counterintuitive, you know? Just like some loose straps here. That looks like really stupid. Or you know what? I'll do like a hole. Actually, let me see where my pattern ends. I'll do a hole like right here. And that's like where the straps will go. That's where it will go. Yeah. So there is still utility to how the fabric is. Oh. I have an alarm. Wow, I did not think I was going to only get this much done, to be honest. But I kind of have to like prepare some tacos. I have to go cook some dinner. So I actually have to go like right now, but I thought I was going to be able to get a lot more done. That's a little embarrassing, but I'm happy that I was able to at least stream and I don't know, maybe get something a little bit out of it. Just, you know, get that mileage in so that I continue feeling more comfortable just getting on screen and stuff like that. Oh, let me finish this shape here. It's not, and I think it kind of looks like it's oh, thanks for the stream, it was fun. Yeah, it was kind of fun just popping in and just getting used to being on the camera and stuff like that. So I am excited to continue streaming, and I'm really excited to get comfortable just streaming whenever I'm working on a project. So I'm glad that somebody was able to enjoy it, even though it might not have been so long of a stream. I really like how that looks, to be honest. I really like how that looks. Let me erase this. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess this is where we part ways. Just a very short 1 hour stream, but I guess I'm happy that I was able to pop in and say hello. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next stream, whenever that is. Maybe make a timetable for when you might stream next. Yeah, I would really like that, and I think I am going to do that. I did want to stream a lot more in this November month, but it got a lot more crazy than I was anticipating. So sadly, I wasn't able to stream like at all. This is like the first stream, and it's not even November, it's December. So I wasn't able to stream at all in November, but I think hopefully this coming December I will be able to stream a lot more, and I'll make sure to be a lot more consistent with it, because I do want to get better at it and I do want to get comfortable with it. So yeah, I would say look out for more streams in December, but it honestly depends on how open it is for me to stream. So yeah, if it happens, it happens, you know what I mean? And I hope to see you there. So I'll see you next time.